Awesome. Thank you, Cameron, for joining us today. We're here to talk about all things Convini, and I know that there are a number of our agents that are using your service. We did briefly talk about it in the meeting this morning for Victoria. I just want to make sure that you guys are across all of Australia. Is that correct?
That's correct. We service all of Australia.
Awesome. So this will be fantastic for not just our Victorian team, but everybody across EXP Australia, if they so wish to use it. So when we're talking about Convini, we're talking about a third-party supplier, basically, for your marketing costs. But it's not just marketing costs either, is it, Cameron? There are also a couple of other things or services that you do. So I'll leave that to you to explain, if you will.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Emily, for kindly catching up and giving us this time to reach out to your community. So by way of introducing Convini, is we are a financial services business, or fintech's a popular label that's used these days. And what we do is provide cash flow solutions to the real estate industry. And we've got 3 products in market today, and I'll just talk about the sales side of things first. And the first product is called Ad Fund, which is a pay later service for vendors paying for their marketing, or VPA. And we'll cover the marketing as well as styling and staging, as well as any cosmetic improvements to a house. So what we do is pay that up front, and vendors will pay us back typically at the point of settlement. That's our most popular product and probably most mature as in regards to what's in industry today. The other product that we launched more recently, which is starting to find its feet, is called Deposit Pay. And that allows vendors who may have a necessity to access their deposit early, possibly to buy the next house with yourselves. We advance that deposit, and again, we get paid back out of the proceeds of settlement or the release of the deposit. So it's a really neat product. And the final product to share with you is for those of you who have a rent roll, and it's called Prop Pay. And again, what we do for landlords, or rental providers as they're called these days, is we pay upfront any expense attached to running a rental property, be it maintenance, insurance, strata fees, you name it, we will cover it, and then we get paid back out of the proceeds of rent. So in principle, think of Convini as a business that's helping solve for a multitude of cash flow challenges for the real estate industry.
I love that. There are some definite challenges in there. So thank you for being wonderful and providing those solutions. There are a couple of reasons why a couple of our agents have decided to use Convini. So I guess my next question as an agent, because I really think about, hey, if I'm in the living room, that's all I care about. They have chosen you guys for a couple of reasons, because sometimes you're a little bit different to what other people are actually providing. One of those things, I believe from memory, was simply that the agent could sit in the living room because it was a one fee to have all of that. So can you talk about why you're potentially different, Cameron?
Yep, absolutely. So there's a couple of reasons why we think we're different. Is that we have a very simple product. And again, what we'll do is, once you've signed your vendor up, so you may wish to use our portal, our digital portal.
And is that an easy process?
It's very, very simple. It's just an online process.
Good.
For those who are relatively digital savvy, it's not complex. But for some agents who might prefer paper-based, that's fine as well. So we'll work with you in whatever.
So you'll do either. That's really cool.
Yep.
That's really cool.
So that makes life simple. And essentially what we do is we charge a flat fee for 90 days of 5.5%. And the cool thing about ourselves is that we will pay yourselves within 24 hours. And then you pay, and that will allow you to cover the styling and staging, advertising, and any cosmetic improvements that attach to the house.
Cool.
So it's very simple. And I think the other bit that sits behind the business is humans. So when you call us, you'll have a mature adult who will use common sense and solve any problems that you may have and find an answer to most of your questions. So that's the kind of the foundations of our product. So just to reiterate, it's 5.5% for the first 90 days. and we can also extend that financing period for up to 6 months if a vendor needs that.
That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And one of the other things from memory that one of the other agents was saying about your services was, so it wasn't the percentage or the fee. Oh, it was something to do with the loan scenario,
Oh,
because
yes.
we've had issues in the past where other suppliers, it goes through a whole credit check and loan scenario, which has been a real bugbear for a lot of customers.
That's a great question. And basically all we're doing is we offer actually the biggest budgets in industry, we believe. So we'll do up to 2% of a house's value. So if it's $1 million house, $20,000 budget.
Okay.
And but again, we'll use common sense if there is necessity for more funds. And so again, those get paid to yourselves as the agent to distribute within 24 hours. And we don't do credit checks at all. This is not a loan. Essentially, our credit risk is on the high likelihood of the house selling, and that's the way that we look at funding vendors. So again, no credit checks.
And I do remember, just from memory, the other thing that did come up is that as agents, we will probably deal with a number of people that are at retiree stage, mature people in life, right? They're not going to be working if they are 80, but they may have their house completely paid off. Therefore, they're good for the money at the other end, but they just don't have the cash right there and then on the spot. I do believe that other suppliers wouldn't lend past a certain age criteria. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not so much of an issue with Convini.
Not an issue at all. The only thing we need is for the person to be an Australian resident. So we don't have any bias regarding age. In fact, as a beautiful case study, we more recently funded an older couple based out of Mentone. Was in excess of $30,000 was the funds that we advanced, and the people were asset rich, cash poor. House was in a little bit of disrepair, and we
Isn't that the
funded.
way that we all want to be?
Yes, that's
No
right.
point having cash in the bank if you've got no assets.
That's right, exactly. So we funded them. Their house was fantastically presented, and they got a great result on the day, which would never have been available to them because they just simply didn't have the funds to achieve what they wanted to achieve. And we stepped in,
Cool.
and it was a great result for all parties.
So I guess you've convinced me, and half the team's already convinced anyway. Can you tell me then how I go about doing this? Who do I contact? What links do I use? How do I
Yes.
make it so?
Yep. To just get onboarded is very simple. You can just drop us an email at hello@convini.com.au,
Hmm.
or alternatively, I'd be delighted to take your call, and you could give me a call personally on 0431 332 725. That's 0431 332 725, or just drop us an email at hello@convini.com.au, and we'll give you a call back straight away and just get you onboarded. It'll take you sort of a half an hour exercise to get you set up, and from there we can support you and your vendors
Awesome.
on the way forward.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Cameron. Looking forward to working very closely with you guys, and sounds like it's really, really simple and easy to use.
Thank you. And I guess that sort of goes back to the name of the business, which is Convini, which is fundamentally all about convenience. So thank you very much,
Love it.
Emily.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you.